Okay, so this is the FRQ section from the practice test. So it says many fire stations handle emergency calls for medical assistance as well as requesting firefighting equipment. A particular station says that the probability that an incoming call is for medical assistance is 0.81. This is expressed as the probability of call for assistance equals 0.81. Okay, so basically every time somebody calls into the fire station, there's an 81% chance that they'll need medical assistance. Okay, so it says describe what the law of large numbers says in context of this probability. Remember, the law of large numbers basically has something to do with sample size or repetitions. So the more times you do something, then the proportion of times that specific outcome occurs will be the probability. Okay, so if there's a 81% chance or the probability of 0.81, the law of large numbers means that as the number of calls gets larger and larger, the proportion of calls that need medical assistance will be very close to 0.81. Okay, but it has to be, as it increases, it will basically approach this number. Okay, the proportion of calls that need medical assistance. So depending on whatever you're talking about, it's always going to be that outcome will approach that probability. B, what's the probability that none of the next 4 calls are for medical assistance? Well, if the probability of needing medical assistance is 0.81, that means the probability of not needing medical assistance is 1 minus 0.81, which is 0.19. So the probability of none of the next 4 calls, and they're independent, so they don't change. So notice these probabilities did not change because they're independent. Okay, so someone calls, what's the probability that they do not need medical assistance? 0.91 times probability that the next one doesn't times the next one. Now this is actually an and. Okay, basically it means this one doesn't need assistance, and this one doesn't need assistance, and this one doesn't need assistance, and this one doesn't need assistance. So all that is just an and problem. Okay, so 0.91 times 0.19 times 0.19 times 0.19 times 0.19 equals to this. So this is the probability that none of the next 4 calls need medical assistance. Okay, I'm not going to do C part because I'm not going to put that on the test, so I'm going to keep on going.